Having a consistent talking and moving AI avatar, just like me, is one of the best ways to stand out as a faceless YouTube channel. But let's be honest, creating one that actually looks good, talks, and moves naturally can feel overwhelming. To solve this problem, follow me. It's easier than you think. In this video, Zinni will show you exactly how I was brought to life from just a single image. You'll learn how to add dynamic camera angles to your scenes, seamlessly insert objects into your visuals, animate your avatar, and perfectly lip-sync your voiceovers. And most importantly, you'll see how to bring all of it together into one polished, cohesive video. This is a value-packed tutorial, so grab a pen, a notebook, and maybe even a glass of juice, because we're diving in. Over to you, Zinni.
The first step in this process is to create your AI image, and you can use any AI image generator of your choice. For this tutorial, I'll be showing you how I created this reference image in Midjourney. Just for a bit of context, when you are creating your AI avatar, you can create your avatar in a specific context. Now, because I want to show you how you could use just a single image to create your avatar in multiple contexts, I'll be creating an image that is an headshot that has a clear background and looks realistic like this. What I did was to type in the prompt, as you can see at the top here, that says the headshot of a black woman with a short coily hair, standing upright, looking directly to the camera, wearing a stylish black blazer and black inner top with a pearl necklace, soft smile, clean background, warm natural lighting in 3D pixel style, hyper-realistic, cinematic portrait stylized 450. I used stylized 450 because I wanted the image to look very realistic. When you're generating images in Midjourney for things like this, I highly recommend that you start with an aspect ratio of 1:1, and then you can go ahead to expand it to 16:9 once you get the image you are looking for. And I'll explain why. Once you click on the submit button, Midjourney would go ahead and generate a couple of images for you. As you can see here, it generated multiple images. So this one image it generated that I really liked, but I wanted some form of variation. Something to mention is when you are creating an avatar image, make sure the character is looking directly to the camera. The avatar should not be looking to the side or up, just to avoid weird look once it's animated. I wanted a bit of variation. I clicked on very subtle, and Midjourney went ahead and provided these variations for me. I chose this, which I really liked, and then to upscale it, you just click on upscale subtle, and then this image was generated. Now, to make sure that this is in the right aspect ratio, before you download it, you click on edit and select 16:9. Just leave it exactly as it is and click on submit edit. And once you do that, Midjourney will generate a new image, as you can see here, filling up the blank spaces. This is the final image we will be using in the next step. The next step is to put this image in multiple contexts. And to do that, we'll be using another AI tool called Design AI. But before we do that, let's download the image we just created. To do that, click on the download button here, and it downloads it straight to your computer. Now, to access Design AI, I've left a link in the description which you could use to follow along. Once you come to Design AI, you could click on New Project and it opens up to this page. You could give a bit of a title for your project and choose the aspiration you want to use. In our situation, we'll be using 16:9 and click on Apply. And then you could go ahead and upload the image that we just downloaded to this canvas. Now that we have this image uploaded, before I go ahead and show you how you could switch it up and put it in different contexts, let me quickly show you also how you could create similar images in Design AI. Click on text to image, and in the text to image at the top here, you could all click on the drop down and you could choose any model that you want. So here you could see it has ChatGPT, it has Google Imagen and other models that you could use as well. And then when you select, for example, ChatGPT, you could go ahead and type in what you want and click on generate, and it generates the image for you. Now, for us to switch up this image and put it in different context, what we're going to use is Flux context. Once you click on the image, at the very bottom here, you will see Chat Editor. Once you click on Chat Editor, it brings up this dialog box that allows you to choose whether you want to make edit with Flux context or you want to make edit with ChatGPT. We'll be using Flux context because it allows you to change your image, put it in different contexts without changing the character and making sure that the character is consistent. The first thing we're going to do is we're just going to say that the lady is posing for the picture with her hands on her hips. Once you type in the prompt, 3D picture animation lady posing for the magazine with her hands on her hips. Once you type in the prompt, click on generate. At the sidebar here, it will start generating the image. While that is generating, let me show you an example of the one I generated earlier. You can see this is the one I generated earlier. To put it on the canvas, just double click on it and you would see it added to the canvas. If you want to switch it off, you will go to layers and then you could switch off anything that you don't want. Let's look at the one we just generated. I can see this looks similar with what I just showed you. The next thing is I want to put this character in an office setting because you want her sitting behind a desk for your talking head videos for your faceless channel. To do that, you click on the image itself again and go to Chat Editor. The prompt I used here is a 3D style lady sitting upright behind a neatly organized desk in a bright modern home office, smiling and looking straight into the camera, hands folded in front of her on the desk, looking directly into the camera, a Mac computer with a keyboard and a mouse on the table, a clear cup of water beside it. The office has a bookshelf and a nice painting on the wall. Click on generate. I was able to generate these images. So you could see this. This is one I generated. This is another one I generated and it looks really good. This is another one. You could see that her hands look good. Everything looks clean. Other examples that I also generated was her sitting by the fireplace. This is the image I generated of her sitting by the fireplace holding a teacup. The thing is, if you don't like any portion of the image, you just click on it and use the chat editor to make a couple of changes. What if you want the avatar to have different angles? You could do that as well. You just type it in the prompt. For example, this is the image I want to use of her sitting. Just double click and make sure it's on the canvas. Now, I want this image to have a side view. In the prompt box here, type in generate side angle of the image and click on generate. As you can see, it gives it a side view, maintaining everything consistent. This is the same way I was able to generate this image of her talking but facing the side. Now I've talked about how to create multiple scenes using just one image. The next thing is to show you how you could animate your avatar. To do that, just go to the image that you have generated. At the base here, you would see AI video. Click on it. And then it opens up to this sidebar. Go ahead and choose any video model of your choice and then type in what you want her doing. Here, we just want her talking and gesturing with her hands. And then for the imagination, leave it at the middle. But duration, we'll just use 10 seconds and then we'll click on generate. This is the result. As you could see, it turned out really well of her talking and her hands look really good. If you're having issues with your avatar hands, you just go to the slider and make sure that you increase it just a little bit. But 0.5 should be able to give you an image that is talking and demonstrating clearly with her hands. That is the process I use to animate all the images that I generated. For the next step is to lip sync this video. If you have watched my videos in the past, you would know that I prefer to use Dreamface for my lip syncing because it gives me the ability to create a talking avatar that is up to 10 minutes. But Design AI also has a lip syncing feature, which I will show you how it looks in case you want to lip sync within the same ecosystem. The lip syncing feature allows you to lip sync up to 15 seconds of clip. To do that, you come to the video of your choice and click on lip sync, and it goes ahead at the left-hand corner here to showcase the face of the avatar. And then here you could click on pick a voice. You could lip sync in two ways. You could type in the text of what you want the avatar to say and choose the voice you like, or you could go ahead and upload your own audio. Let me show you how I was able to generate the audio you saw at the beginning. I'll click on text to speech and I chose hope, and then I went ahead and typed in the script, and then you go ahead and generate the audio. So let me just play it.
Having a consistent talking and moving AI avatar, just like me, is one of the best ways to stand out.
Really good. And once that is done, you just click on generate and it will start lip syncing the video. Let me show you the one that I generated earlier.
Having a consistent talking and moving AI avatar, just like me, is one of the best ways to stand out as a faceless YouTube channel. But let's be honest, creating one that actually looks good, talks, and moves naturally can feel overwhelming. To solve this,
But that's how I was able to lip sync the avatar. And as you could see that the image quality you generated and the video seem to drop when you lip sync it. I will show you how to increase the video quality once we go into the video editing phase. Just go ahead and click on download and it downloads the clip to your computer. That's how I was able to lip sync in different scenes that I had at the beginning of the video and downloaded all the clips. Now that we have all the clips downloaded, we will move over to the next phase, which is putting everything together. Coming into CapCut, the first thing I did was to import all the clips that I generated from Design AI. And once you have those clips generated, I started putting them together in the scenes that I created them, because I created them in scene 1, scene 2, and scene 3. I dropped the scenes here. Initially, when you drop the scenes in the timeline, the quality is usually low, or just drag in this and you could see how the quality looks. To make the quality better, what you could do is you click on the clip in question and under video, go to enhance quality. And this is actually a paid feature in CapCut, so you are aware. And then you could choose between HD or Ultra HD. Once you select HD, it upscales the video. As you can see how the quality becomes really good. Now, to make sure that these scenes feel cohesive, I put in transitions between each of the scenes. Once you go to transition, you would come in here and choose a transition that fits what your video is about. For example, if this is the transition I want to use, you drag this and place it between two clips and it automatically places that transition. If I play through this, you will see how it looks like. This is how the transition looks like. And that's how a single image can be transformed into a dynamic talking AI avatar, complete with animation, camera angles, and perfect lip sync. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notification so you never miss a new video. Want to see how I created my own avatar from scratch? Watch this video here where I take you behind the scenes and the exact processes that I used. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.